Or is that podcast? Is it an award-winning hit? Don't ask Alenka, 'cause she isn't on it.
Welcome to the Haven't Seen It podcast. This is a podcast where we bring people on the show, we get them really drunk, and they tell me about a movie I've never seen before. I'm like Zach.
And I'm Will.
We're back. Baby.
Back for the redo, for the
Part
remix.
2.
Let's call it remix.
Back for the remix, baby.
Yeah, we're doing it lazier
Yeah.
and not as cool because I decided not to wear my vest and tie.
Right. I was thinking about that. How last time you were dressed up and I was not. And I was like, maybe in the last 10 minutes before the show, I'll just get real dressed up. It'll be cute. And then I was like, no.
But something that we didn't have for our first round of Oscar stream was this gentleman here. I was hoping to catch him drinking a drink. We have Zach Parsons joining us once again. The most inconsistent guest musician we've ever had.
Yep.
The only one we've ever had.
I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm Zach Parsons.
Okay.
Is that your new thing? Is that your...
Sure, why not?
I think it kind of works. It kind of works.
I don't love it.
No.
Yeah, well,
But yes, we are streaming right now. If you're listening to this later, then you lost out. You didn't get to see it live. So get it on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook before you get it on Spotify.
Yeah. When you do it live, you can ask us a question, real time, baby. We'll answer it probably. Or make a comment. We'll maybe talk about it. We'll do. We will.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
exactly.
Well, Zach might sing about it.
Yeah, Zach might sing about it. For
perhaps.
We should actually. I haven't
There
got
are
a lot of
Patreon
TikTok.
sponsors. They get a song during a show.
Yeah.
See?
No, I don't have much TikTok content, so maybe you should just duet people with songs, but then make it movie themed.
Right.
Yeah.
I will get right on. I'll start figuring out TikTok.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Tell me when you do so that I know as well.
So let me know what we're doing. Yep.
All right. Well, she's waited long enough in the shadows. We have a returning guest, two-time returning guest, currently in the lead. One of her episodes, 17 again, still one of the highest downloaded episodes.
17 again, eh?
Of Haven't Seen It. Yeah, I think it's Zephron. I think it's Zephron. That's why. She is an actress and producer, and she runs the production company Evan 11 Productions. You can see her all over the acting scene in Toronto. It's Karen Scobie.
Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for having me again.
We love having you.
I know. We want it. We want the repeat guests. We want to spread them out with other people, but
we like to theme it, and we figured with Oscar month, you have a production company. You've produced a couple short films.
Yeah, I've got a movie in the Oscars this year.
But I've won Oscars, exactly.
No.
I was gonna be like, you didn't tell me
really shit himself. Zach
Yeah,
was like,
I'm just
how did I not know?
Zach's like, why am I not scoring this piece?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit of what's going on with you right now before we get into it.
I'm actually starting a new demo reel production company. I'm working alongside Camp on Fire Productions, and I'm going to get my directorial debut this year, directing different scenes for demo reels. And that will hopefully be some good practice so that come the time that my feature film, whenever that's ready, that I'm good and set to direct that.
All right,
Yeah.
you and I got to talk after the show, but that's exciting.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I just signed with a new agent, like a day ago.
Oh, wow, that's fresh.
Yeah,
Breaking
so
news. You heard it here.
breaking news. Yeah, I haven't posted it anywhere, so
my.
surprise to
You heard it
anyone
here
who didn't
first,
know.
folks.
Yeah. So now I have voice representation as well as film and TV. So maybe you'll hear my voice more in the radio waves and things like that. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, we're better than Variety Magazine, right? We should be breaking these entertainment news.
Right. We should. And we will.
Yeah. Well, Karen, what movie are we talking about tonight?
The Sound of Music.
Makes
Should I have sung it? I don't know. Am I allowed to sing?
No.
Am I allowed to
Sound
sing it?
of
You're totally
Music.
allowed. I think you're allowed to
Am I?
sing some of the songs.
Oh,
like,
for sure. When we
lightly.
get when we go through the film, I'm gonna add in little
We'll sprinkle it in.
Absolutely.
Little
iconic,
Andrews.
iconic
You know
things.
what, Will? You made Dan sing to
That's true.
that other movie that I already forget what
Yeah.
the name is.
But we didn't live stream those episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to get shut down by the
Sure.
the internet popo.
It won't happen. But yeah, Sound of Music,
Yeah.
babies.
No, why did you? I mean, you chose a few, but I was drawn to this one. Why did you choose Sound of Music?
I think because it's long. No. Probably I only review long movies like Titanic.
That's true.
No.
If it were out when VHSs were out, it would have been 2 VHSs. This movie.
Right.
I had it. I had
Oh.
the 2 VH. It's funny that the 2 films I have where it's a double cassette, it's Titanic and Sound of Music. Those are the 2 growing up.
We got them both, baby.
I mean,
but,
that is a good enough reason to pick it. So we
Yeah.
can just stop right there.
No, I
But
picked it because it's a musical. It's pretty iconic, and I'm surprised that you've never seen it. But it also kind of makes sense because it's kind of long, and there are children in it, and it's not everybody's cup of tea.
we all know Alenka's hatred of children, I guess.
Kid actors, let's be real. They're more successful than me, and that just pisses me right off. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when did you first see this movie, Karen?
Probably when I was a kid in the 90s.
Wow.
I would guess. I mean, it's an old movie. Do you know what year it's from? I didn't even look that up.
66, 67.
Yeah.
Good
60.
year. Ow.
Yeah.
But it's set in the late 1930s.
Yes.
Okay.
Just kind of like
Pre-World War II.
pre-World War II, and then sort of mid. Is it mid or no? It's not even mid. It's just the beginnings.
It's really right up until World
Yeah.
War II starts. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
You catch a little glimpse of it in there.
Do you? Okay. Yeah.
Quick
Okay.
after
great.
credits cameo of World War II.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Post-credit scene
Yeah.
is just an unrelated Hitler getting ready.
With the power
Getting
glove.
ready.
Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Lord. Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up because there was some things that I thought I don't know, but there's things about this movie that I thought were maybe mentioned or whatever, and I wanted to Google it beforehand to make sure I didn't come off like a total idiot, but then I was like, I can't do that, so here we are.
Yeah, you're not allowed. That's not allowed whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because of this segment, which is what the fuck do you know about this movie, Alenka?
Yeah, so not a thing. I know this is actually one of my best friend's favorite movie. And I know she sings and she twirls on hills. And does she, this part I learned from Bob's Burgers, maybe. She's good with kids. Does she take care of kids? She's a nanny, maybe, of sorts?
Yeah. It's similar to Mary Poppins in a lot of ways.
Okay. And then maybe this is, it's in Germany?
Austria.
So close.
Yeah.
Austria. This is about all I know about this movie. So I'm going to say it's this woman. It's a lady. She is unwed. And her parents are furious. And they're like, listen, young lady, you're 30 now. It's time to get wed. And she's like, oh my God, Ma and Pa, I just want to eat like the food that we eat in Austria, and I want to just take care of the local towns kids because parents like you don't take care of their children, so someone has to. And they're all like in a huff, and then she goes to the hills with the kids and she sings to them because their lives are not great in Austria.
Do you know what she sings to the kids?
The sound of she sings that song. Okay. I know what it is, and I think I don't know what it is, but I know when you say it and we get there, I'm gonna be like, yeah. She sings the sound is music. The music is sound. Am I having a fucking stroke? She sings the hills are alive with the sound of music.
Oh, nice.
And she says, yeah,
Deep
hills are alive. And then the kids are like, this is so much better than tending to the fields in like 1930s Austria. You think it's a joke? But my grandma was from the Czechoslovakia, and come Easter time in Czech, this is not even a joke, you guys. Culturally, the men would go to the women and they would beat them up. For Easter, they're like, happy Easter. But guess what? Grandma Zach is strong. She was doing laundry by the river. My grandpa and his friend went to go like beat her up. No, she was like, fuck you guys. And she put them under the water and nearly drowned them. And then they got married. So life was
Why is
tough.
this a tradition?
I don't fucking know.
This took a turn.
I honestly don't know. You need to Google like these weird like Eastern European traditions. Why they do it, I don't know. Is it Krampus? He's also a thing. Not Krampus. Yeah. Not Krampus. Whatever his name is though. That's thing. They dress up like it to actually scare kids. It's like a thing, like a drunken village. Like not kidding. A drunken like Czechoslovakian man will go to everyone's town's house and be like, "Kids gotta be good," and he's like drunk. Because that's what they did. But anyway, so life is hard when you live in Austria. And
so she's on these hills.
She's on these hills with these children.
And she sings to them. And then her parents are like, they don't love it. But then some other guy, because like it was made in whatever time, it was the 70s or whatever, they're like, oh, there's got to be love interest. So this guy sees and he's like, that's sweet. I don't want my own kids because that sounds like a lot of work, but observing it from afar looks nice. And so then he meets her, they talk, they come to a compromise. Eventually they start dating, they get married, and they never have to have kids of their own because they have the town's kids that they get to take care of. And that for them is enough.
The town
just steal other people's children. Yeah.
So that's the sound of music, baby.
That's actually a pretty in-depth like synopsis you just gave us about a totally different movie, but
I'm
a little bit
interested to see that
like
one.
Murderous drowning
sounds like
Czechoslovakians.
an Oscar-bait movie right there.
Sounds like a true Eastern European movie. That's what I'll tell you.
You're the foremost expert on Eastern European relations.
I am.
Well, you were wrong, but there is some right stuff. She is unwed.
I knew it.
For reasons, not because, for different reasons.
Pressure from her parents.
Other than her choice of not being wed.
I mean, it's sort of choice, sort of not choice, but you'll soon find out.
Mm-hmm.
And these children definitely aren't the type to work in the field, for sure.
They are or are not?
They are not, no.
They're rich kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. These are the rich kids.
I wouldn't know.
Yes. Yeah. Now this is actually the part of the podcast where I'm going to then now present my slideshow of pictures from Salzburg, Austria, in which I did the Sound of Music bike tour.
No, you didn't.
My partner Sam, I
Are
did.
you
Yeah,
kidding?
we did a bike tour.
Sense.
You're really doing this?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Oh.
It's going to be an hour of me doing a slideshow before we start.
You should do the
Quality
slideshow and
podcast.
just have our
You're right.
audio happening while.
I thought you were going to show us like a couple.
No, I'll post on IG. I'll post it on IG.
Okay.
There's a little
That sounds
teaser.
lovely though.
It does
Yeah,
sound nice.
it was really fun. We saw
I
all the
want
locations they filmed in. Fun fact, Salzburg at the time didn't know that they were filming this movie. This is a well-known fun fact, but they didn't know they were filming this movie So when at some point Nazi flags go up and cars drive into town with Nazi flags, they were like, what's happening? Are the Nazis back?
No.
Turns out, yeah. So they didn't
That's
know.
really
They didn't know
awful.
this movie was being filmed there.
That's traumatic as shit. That's
Yeah, when
really
it's filmed in like
fucking traumatic.
64, 63, then that is traumatic. It's not very
Scary.
long ago.
Wow. Well,
So
I love
that's
Hollywood. Or
Will's
this is
fun
Paramount.
fact from the bike ride tour.
Now, is this Paramount? Or
I don't know.
Feels like
Probably
a
something like that. It's an old, like, this is based on a musical.
Thank you, Will. I know that.
Okay, just saying. And then also based on like a kind of true story.
Okay.
But the story of the Trapp family singers by Maria von Trapp. So there's a bit of, I mean, apparently like they didn't take anything from that real story other than that there was a family of singers. But
Okay.
we'll get into that because that
Yeah.
actually really doesn't play too much into it till like the very, very end.
Okay. Yeah.
But actually, instead of a slideshow, I do have something to share as my drink for this evening. I call this Edelweiss, which is, I guess, it's a song in the movie. It's also Austria's like official flower, I believe. Anyway, it's a wine spritzer because that's like the drink of Austria. It was created in Austria, wine spritzers. And yeah, with a little bit of elderflower liqueur if you can find it, and then some lemon and lime twists. I'm not good at that, so they're just chunks of lemon and lime skin.
It looks like water with lemon.
Yeah, I didn't
It
know if you
basically
like
is
crushed
that.
a flower in there or something. Did you put any ice or anything in
Yeah, I
there?
thought those were petals.
Yeah, it might have
like
melted
little,
already though.
Yeah, it just looks so weird that there's nothing in that cup but the
It's
liquid.
just a nice, refreshing drink, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lemon and lime, I don't know. I thought it kind of looked like there's a certain moment in the movie where they get new play clothes, and I thought their clothes are kind of like green and yellowish a little bit. So then that's a fun thing to do.
Okay.
So that's the drink for tonight. Make it if you want. But
It's
yeah,
kind of chunky.
what'd you make?
Yours looks like a margarita.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It's,
What is that?
Whatever I could find
Oh, nice
right in the location I'm at.
crystal glass.
It's,
Okay, this is far too close.
Yeah, that's
There's
really
a little bit
intense.
of lemon juice, a little bit of spiced rum, a little bit of raspberry acai. Aha. And,
Aha.
Throwing that brand name.
and a little
Yeah, our
bit of almond
sponsor for the
syrup.
evening.
Yeah. So
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
it's curdling.
Yeah.
My white wine spritzer is white wine and Sprite, but the Sprite was flat, so it just looks like I'm drinking white wine.
There you go.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm
Tastes
drinking
fine.
shit, y'all. I'm drinking-
You get one of those awards that's going to be presented off screen this year. So
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Mm.
You're a daytime Emmy.
Yeah.
Gross.
daytime Oscar.
Or Oscar. Right?
Well, before we get started, let's just remind everyone, including our listeners, that now that we have Zach back, Karen, anytime you want to throw it to Zach to improvise a song about what we just talked about, please do so. It's very fun. And Zach is rarely ever ready for it.
Yep.
I'm never ready.
Does it have to be in the style of Rodgers and Hammerstein?
It would be great if you could
I
do
thought
that,
of
Zach.
yeah, like I didn't like just like
Oh, that's nice. That's nice little
Sounds
background
cute.
music. Yeah.
but they all kind of just turn into singer-songwriter type tunes by the end of it.
We're more in it for the improv lyrics, I think. Than
Right. That's what we want.
than the musicianship.
Which are also top quality.
We want another
but,
little blood boy or
Yeah.
another smash
That was
hit like
that's
that.
our smash hit from our Halloween stream.
Karen's like, mm-mm.
Blood boy.
Little blood boy.
Don't worry about it.
Let's move on.
It's slightly concerning.
All right. Enough chatter. Karen, how does this movie start?
Okay, so remember how you were saying that she's twirling around on
Yeah.
the mountaintops.
Yeah.
So that iconic image is the opening of the film. And guess which song she's singing?
The sound is alive.
The hills
The
are
hills
alive.
are alive.
Fuck,
The
you
hills
guys.
are alive with the sound
Right.
of music.
Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Right.
Twirling around.
Yeah.
It's actually, every time I see it, I'm like more amazed by this shot because this was filmed, what, like 62, 63. And it is like a helicopter shot, pretty like far, or I don't know, I guess probably a helicopter. They
Yeah,
had
probably.
helicopters then, right? Yep.
Because their drones were the size of buildings back then.
Yeah. So helicopter shot coming in perfectly, almost like kind of landing on her. It does cut to then her twirling and singing, but it gets real close, right to her in these hills. So I'm always amazed by that shot. I'm always amazed what they were able to do, even in the 60s with their film technology. So that's my side tangent.
But yeah, it's very beautiful. Like, and then it cuts. So she finishes the song. It's lovely. And then the church bells chime. And she's like, oh no. And then she takes off running. But she forgets her habit. Her habit. Because, well, then it goes into the opening overture.
Cocaine, yeah.
What?
She can't have kids because she's done too much cocaine.
Yeah, she forgot about her habits.
So confused.
So then she takes off running, and it cuts to the opening overture, and it's just these beautiful images of Austria, a bunch of rooftops and things like that. And
Salzburg specifically.
Yes, the opening title, it says, or I guess like The Sound of Music, and then the title card, it says Salzburg, Austria, the last golden days of the 1930s. So it sets the scene. And then we enter the convent, the abbey, where a bunch of nuns are singing, like, filing in and praying and being nuns.
Yep.
And then these
loving
nuns,
their God.
These nuns converge.
Baby.
Yeah. These nuns converge, and they're all talking about Maria.
Yeah, because they can't find Maria. Maria's nowhere to be found.
And then they each have their own little, like, Maria. They sing about Maria. Maria's not an asset to the abbey.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Yeah.
Ring a bell?
And,
no?
Yeah.
No.
No. All right.
Actually, no.
They're all like, her head's in the clouds. She's like always singing to herself. You know, she's not praising Jesus. Yeah. We are talking about Zach.
She's not
praising. Well, I will say I also haven't seen this movie, but I feel like I have a general knowledge about most of it. But I had no clue that it had to do with nuns. This is like completely new knowledge for me.
It's a huge part. Yeah.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah. But then they're all like, but Maria makes me laugh. And she's great.
It's a lot of like, she's nice. Lovely, but there's always
really
like
like
something to criticize.
But
about
bitch
her.
doesn't know how to praise Jesus properly.
Yeah, she doesn't pray good enough.
Yeah.
Because she likes to have fun. I don't know. She still like does her like business in the abbey, but she still like wants to have fun and sing and
be free. They're not allowed to sing in the abbey unless it's songs about like dissing another nun or their like old hymns.
Right.
Makes sense.
And then of course Maria shows up, and she has to have a chat with the Reverend Mother. So that's just like the head nun.
Head mom.
For those of you who, I mean, that's what I would call her, because I'm not
Mother,
not particularly
like Mother Superior, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. Reverend Mother, has a little chat with her. It's basically like, not like you're fired, but kind of like here's a warning kind of feeling.
She essentially sends her on like a Rumspringer, like if this is Amish people. Basically, she's just like, you're gonna go take care of like Captain Von Trapp's kids. He's like a widowed captain, rich guy.
He's a retired officer of the Imperial Navy.
Yeah.
This is why.
And
she's
so he needs a governess. So you're gonna go take care of kids, and then the mother spirit is basically just like maybe you'll find you're not, there's more life out there that you want. Maybe you're not quite ready to, so go out there, take care of the kids. And it is very much, it just feels like you go out there, party, see the real world, and if you come back and become Amish.
Be a nun.
Yeah.
Is that what they did? Is that how you kick out a nun, though? Or do you just make her, lock her up instead? What was the actual process?
All nuns are there not by choice.
Well, I feel like at first, maybe. But then afterwards, you mess up, you
get the boot.
It's kind of
there's no abuse in this film.
Yeah,
other than the war starting.
This is not accurate to Eastern Europe. It's just not.
This is Rodgers and Hammerstein's Austria, okay?
Hollywood Austria.
Where you've got English Julie Andrews and Canadian Christopher Plummer, okay?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Julie Andrews, and because I'm such a huge fan of Mary Poppins, this film like I said, there are just so many similar things about this film that remind me of Mary Poppins, and I'll get into that as we have her meet the children and things like that. Yeah. So yes, Mother Superior sends Maria on her way to look after the 7 Von Trapp children. And
that's when we hear the song, what's that song called again?
I Have Confidence.
I Have Confidence.
This is Maria. She's like, everything's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I just have to take care of 7 children by this rich captain. And the thing is that the family has had a difficult time keeping a governess. And she's gonna find out why.
Delinquent.
They're little devil children. No.
Yeah.
But kind of.
It's weird. They have they don't really have an arc, those kids, but they're kind of weird off and on, I find.
Yeah. Yeah, some questionable direction in there.
Yeah.
So she heads out on her way. She's got her guitar and her street clothes, I guess, equivalent. She has one dress and a bag. And she heads out and she's excited to go on this new adventure. So I have confidence. And then she shows
Zach,
up
I want you to sing I Have Confidence without knowing that song whatsoever. Please.
Okay.
Demi Lovato cover.
Yes. Okay.
You're excited to go take
what was it called again?
I have
confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, you're excited to take care of 7 kids.
Yeah.
I have confidence, and I'm going to take care of children, and all of them are younger than me. They have hair on their heads, they've got shoes on their feet, and they love to run. They're children, and we're going to have some fun.
Nice.
Perfect. And
that was the most unconfident version of I Have Confidence I've ever heard.
And they're younger
she's just lying to
than
herself. They're younger than me. They can't tell me what to do. I'm okay. I got this.
Yeah. That was good. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you.
So she's rip roaring, ready to go.
She shows up to this massive house.
Ooh, one note. She sings I Have Confidence, and then the minute she walks in through the gates, the song ends, and then she trips and stumbles in a really great physical theater way, and then just stumbles and runs up to the front door because her confidence waned at the very last minute.
Cute.
She goes to the house. She is greeted by the butler, but mistakes him for the captain, obviously. He tells her to come in, and she sort of makes herself at home, but like not really. Like the extent is like she puts her like bag down, and then she's just like stretching in one of the rooms, and then Captain Von Trapp catches her stretching. I don't know. That part.
Women aren't allowed to stretch.
Yeah, she's just like, relaxed.
I don't know about you, but once I've stretched in a room, that room's mine now. I've made myself at home.
It's now mine.
So he criticizes her right away, and says that some rooms should not be disturbed. Then he tells her what a horrible outfit she has on. And she insists that it's because they give all their clothes to the poor, and apparently the poor didn't want this dress, so she got to wear this dress.
Silly.
But she can make her own clothes, and she's happy to do so. So she's like, if you can give me some material, I mean, I only found out about this gig yesterday, so like I didn't have time to make a dress. But if you give me some material, then I can make my own clothes, and then I won't look so hideous.
Why is this important?
It is for like the next like 10 minutes maybe, and then it'll be fine.
Okay.
He says, yeah, he'll give her some material, and then he tells her that she is the 12th governess to be hired. The last one only lasted 2 hours.
Jesus.
He tells her to be very
strict. Kids, I tell you.
Be very strict with the children. And she asks, when do they play? And he just dismisses her, and and so she's like, yes, sir. And then he blows a whistle.
I get it.
To call the children to the room.
They each have their own call signs.
They have their own whistle call.
Sort of thing.
One by one, they all come marching down from upstairs, and then they march into a line.
Right. Okay.
So hold on one fucking second. You're gonna tell me that these kids come to dad on command, like military style, but they've gone through 12 freaking babysitters because they're disobedient.
Yeah, because they only listen to Daddy Plumber, okay?
That's horseshit.
Daddy Plumber.
Because you would think if this is where it's unrealistic, because if Daddy Military Plumber found out the kids were misbehaving, that he had to go through 12 babysitters, he would have had them. And they would not have.
Or would he drown them in the river like
maybe
relatives?
Maybe. I come from a strong background. Okay.
He does give
women
one
were
of the
strong.
Daughters, he does give one of the daughters a little on the bottom with her book, because she walks in very nonchalantly after everyone's filed in, and she's reading. Yeah. And then she gets to her place in line. He takes the book and he hits her in the bum.
It's just not realistic.
Just a little.
Just a little boop.
Yeah. Okay, Alenka, I want you to guess the names of these kids. Just guess. There's 7
Give her
kids.
one. Give her one, and then try to base the rest off.
One of the names. One of the boys' names is Kurt.
That's not helpful.
No. Listen, I have cousins, okay, and they live in Europe,
so
I know one of my cousins' dad's name is Kurt. Then we have Alan. We have Gal.
No.
Brigitte.
What say?
Brigitte?
Yes.
You're Googling this shit.
That's my grandma's name. I'm not fucking kidding. That's my grandma's name.
Oh, wow.
That was the name I was going to help you with.
No. Simona?
No.
Maida?
Close.
Mariella?
No.
I got the toughest one. Martin?
No.
No.
But Marta.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you not know the eldest daughter's name?
Like, fuck. I would have said it if I'd known it.
Her name is Liesel.
Like I was
Liesel.
Liesel. No,
right.
not at all.
All right. So
hey,
we got
other names.
We got Liesel. We
Liesel
got
like
Friedrich. Louisa. Kurt. Brigitte, which you got somehow.
Because it's my grandma's name.
Marta. And then Gretel. Gretel's the youngest. Yeah.
Yeah. She's 5.
Yeah.
I got one.
And that's going from oldest to youngest there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember those.
Good.
That's okay.
Fine. You really only have to remember Liesel to be honest.
Okay. Liesel. What? Okay.
Great.
So yeah, they introduce themselves. They say their they just say their names, but they like march forward. They say their name, march backwards. And then Captain Von Trapp gives Maria the whistle so that
I spat in this. Here, have it.
Like literally.
I don't know. Christopher Plummer's looking pretty good in this movie. He can spit in anyone's mouth.
I'm not gonna use a whistle. And he like basically insinuates that he's gonna use a whistle to get like her attention too, and she's like, I'm not gonna use this whistle. And then when he walks away, she whistles at him, and he's like,
a little back and forth.
No.
And he didn't hit her. Not accurate.
He tells her that she just calls him Captain because she's like, what signal is yours? And then he's like, you will just call me Captain.
Whatever, bro.
Signal. And she's like, I'm not a dog. And she's like, we don't use whistles for children.
Nor do I work in the military with you. Why would I call you Captain? You make every person you meet call you Captain?
Yep.
Egotistical prick.
By the way, this guy's name, so Christopher Plummer's name is, it's
Plum.
Georg?
Georg.
How's it spelled?
It's like George, but Georg. No E on the end.
Oh, I guess they say it, eh?
But only like a couple of people call him that.
Georg.
For the most part.
People we will meet soon, but.
Yes, that's true.
Georg. So they immediately like prank Maria, the kids. So you immediately see why they're little hellions.
What's the prank?
There's a couple of them. Like they basically give her really bad advice on how to make the captain happy. So like I don't know, yell in the house or some shit like that. And then at dinner time
or something.
Yeah.
But then what do they do right before she heads up to her room? Is it the frog?
No, that is at dinner time, I think, isn't it? Or is the frog?
No, the kids head out on their walk, and they put a toad in her pocket.
Oh yes, yeah.
And so she gets a little surprised,
but
she doesn't let it bother her.
No,
right? Like these are kids, as like these are pretty kiddish pranks.
She's gonna lay down the law.
This is not Parent Trap level pranks. These are kids.
And then when she goes to sit down at dinner. That's when they put a pine cone on her seat.
I thought they put the frog on her seat.
That shit would hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then at dinner,
I really ramped up there.
She brings up, she says, it was so nice of you to leave me that surprise earlier, referring to the toad. But she doesn't say the toad, and she instead turns it to be like a really like sweet thing, and is like, it was so nice of you to like make me feel included, like a part of the family. And just kind of like killing them with kindness a little bit, and not letting the secret out. So she's trying to get an in with the kids, kind of thing.
Like, and then these kids are like traumatized, like
of course. And the kids start crying.
Wait, they're traumatized by her or like in general?
I just in general, because the kids start crying, they feel so bad. It's like
none of the mom died a long time ago.
None of the governesses
seem to work out.
But none of the governesses said like, you hurt my feel. Like they're crying because they feel bad. They feel bad
upset
her.
for
or they
playing tricks on her.
Yeah,
already.
She's been so nice. Yeah,
another unrealistic thing to happen.
They immediately are like, "Oh, maybe she's not so bad after all." But I guess they're just used to. They're probably just used to like the governesses being like, "These kids are little brats, and they don't listen to me, and I blow a whistle at them." So I think she like right from the get go when she's like, "I'm not gonna whistle at these kids. She like tells them to be at ease, so like not stand like soldiers, and just like talk to her like she's a real person.
Exactly.
And so they start crying because that's perfectly normal.
And so the captain goes away for a little bit. He has to go on to traveling to Vienna.
Oh, right, the telegram.
Oh, yeah, there's a telegram. I forgot about that.
A fellow by the name of Rolf, he is 17 going on 18. He delivers a telegram to Captain Von Trapp, which is basically telling him for him to go to Vienna. Because there's a certain someone in Vienna that he has a thing with.
Scandalous.
Wait, do we get that song now or no?
Does he sing the song?
If the song you're referring to about is, what is it? I am 16 going on 17?
Yeah.
She lives in
it's coming. It is coming.
So
okay. Liesel's like, "Oh, who delivered the telegram?" And he's like, "Rolf." And she's like, "May I be excused?" And then she heads outside to see Rolf, who she is in love with. So Liesel, the eldest daughter.
Which girl. This actress, like at that time, isn't she like a dead ringer for Olivia Wilde? Like, doesn't she look exactly like
I want to see.
Well, the Wikipedia picture of her does not look like Olivia Wilde.
I also found out today that Margot Robbie and Jamie something or other look exactly the same. You know what I'm talking
Jamie.
about?
I know who you're talking about. They're not the same in acting quality, but they're...
No, Jamie Presley, right.
Jamie Presley, yeah.
Yeah, they look the same. But yeah, no, not at all the same.
No.
Anyways, I forgot who I was supposed to look up, so we'll continue. Distracted. Liesel, if you...
They have a secret love affair happening, but they hadn't kissed before.
Good.
But they have to keep it secret because she doesn't want her father, the captain, to know. She's also only 16, going on 17.
Why is that so
This song... So she's 16 going on 17, and she sings about it. I am 16 going on 17. I know that I'm naive. And she basically sings about how, because he's a year older than her, that he'll have to take care of her.
Always.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
Yes. Because she can't take care of herself because she's just,
too
a
young.
Woman in the 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
She's a whole year younger.
There's a little bit of stuff that happens where he brings up the fact that they talk about being German a little bit, and she's like, "Well, no, we're Austrian," and then he says, "Well, some people think they ought to be German," and we get mad at those that don't think so.
Huh?
He's saying like we should all be Nazis.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
I think that's supposed to be the precursor.
That's what he's saying.
Like
it's his opinion, or
he's just like
general...
some people think that we should be Germans. We should go be with Germany.
Right, got you. Yeah.
And it's clear that she's like, oh, maybe, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, but she's like, no, my dad wants us to be Austrian. We're gonna be Austrian, and the captain's pretty set about not changing over or being taken over. So that's an important thing. Then so they have this I am 16 going on 17 song, la la la, and then they kiss. Well, actually it's they have a few moments where they almost kiss and then they pull away, and then they almost kiss and then they pull away, and then they kiss for real.
Oh my god, that is Very intense.
Yeah.
And then they try to figure out ways to see each other again because they have to be
now
do
they
it
need
in
to kiss
secret.
all the time.
Yeah, they want to just kiss each other.
They just want to kiss each other.
Because she's 16 going on 17 and
he's almost a grown adult.
He's almost there.
Grown-ass man.
Then it rains.
Right.
Obviously. Liesl gets locked out of the house. And Maria's in her bedroom, and the housekeeper, Frau Smith, brings Maria the fabric she requested.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, can I have more fabric? I want to make the children some play clothes." And she's like, "No, I don't think the captain's gonna go for that. Plus, he's leaving for Vienna tomorrow, so you probably won't get any." And so she's like, "Oh, that's too bad." But
then she sees some drapes.
Oh yeah, the drapes. So
yeah, they did this.
Frau Smith is like, "We're gonna replace those drapes," and she's like, "There's nothing wrong with the drapes," and she's like, "Whatever, we're gonna replace them anyways." And then that inspires Maria because
play clothes.
Yeah, lots of fabric right there for her to make clothes. Yeah. Frau Smith also like reminds Maria kind of like why the captain is the way he is, and why the kids are kind of the way they like. There hasn't been play in the house or like music or joy for quite some time, because the kids remind him of his late wife, and he treats the kids like they're on one of his ships, hence the whistle. And
on his old boat, his old military boat.
Right, and then he's she tells her that he's gonna marry the Baroness soon. So we haven't met the Baroness yet, but
we don't know who the Baroness is.
His Vienna vixen.
Yeah, his side piece in Vienna. Yeah.
And of course, Maria's like, "Oh, great! The kids will have a mother again." And then Frau Smith like doesn't really seem enthused about it. So you're like, "Oh, what does that mean? Does that mean this lady's
garbage?
Is she garbage?
She's trash."
Well, we will meet her. We will meet her soon, but really, she's not. It's one of those movies where she's not that trash. You kind of feel bad for her at some point.
No, she's just like a lady who then all of a sudden has to become a mother to 7 children. That's a lot.
True. Yeah, it's a lot.
Asshole kids.
Yeah, it's true.
Then Maria is praying before bed, obviously, and she's like trying to like thank God for all of the children, and then she forgets one of their names. And then while she's praying, Liesl sneaks in through the window, and Maria's like, what's going on? And Liesl's like, "I got locked out, and I knew I could like climb up here because this is where the Baroness usually slept, and where they usually came in to like play pranks on her. So they knew how to like get in through the window."
Fucking psychological sneaking in to the actual room, man.
And like Maria could have been like Captain Von Trapp, like your daughter is sneaking in, but instead she's like, "Let me wash those clothes because they'll be all dirty." And she like gives her like a slip or something to just put on and get cleaned up in the washroom. And then while Liesl's in the washroom, there's like a thunderstorm happening outside, and then the kids start running in. It's only the girls first, because they're afraid of the storm, but they take comfort in Maria, and they all climb into her bed, and it's just like fine now. I think they gained a little respect for her when she didn't out them to the captain over dinner.
Right. So how long has she been here now?
This is still the first day.
A day. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Day one.
Realistic.
Day one. It's all so realistic.
She's now entered the hearts of these kids already.
Yeah.
Great.
And Maria's like, "Where are the brothers?" And they're like, "They're not scared." But then a moment later, the 2 boys come in as well, and they're all like, hanging out, having a little slumber party in Maria's room. Liesl comes out from the washroom as well, and then some of the young daughters are like, I'm scared. Like I always get scared like this during storms. And so Maria's like, whenever I get scared or like if I'm unhappy about things, I think of my favorite things.
Oh,
yeah. Do you know that one?
I know this one.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
Right. You waiting for me to sing it? Because I won't.
Do you know it?
Yeah. These are a few of my favorite things. Ariana Grande, sing it. I knew it before that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. So they all sing my favorite things, and they're all laughing and having a great time. But then, of course, that wakes the captain, or he hears there's commotion going on in there, and he immediately has to stop the party.
He sucks.
Because he sucks. Yeah.
He sucks.
Gosh. And he asks where Liesl was after dinner, but Maria covers for her. I think they just talk about getting like that she wanted to like get to know her better or something like that. So she just like makes up a lie on her behalf.
Yeah.
Oh right, and then they all have to leave and go back to their rooms, and then that's when Maria sees the curtains and then gets the idea to make clothes. And then I think that cuts right to
their fun-filled day.
Right to the clothing reveal.
Yeah, they're all in their nice.
She did it all just overnight.
Yeah, one night she made perfect outfits.
It's not realistic.
Real.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
realistic.
it's a Rodgers and Hammerstein
She obviously
musical.
didn't sleep.
This woman runs on pure Jesus energy alone. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Jesus energy. She's unstoppable.
And then this day, they like literally just like head
Have some
off
fun.
on an
They
adventure.
play. Yeah, the
pack
captain's
picnic
away,
lunches.
so the kids will play.
Yeah, like what else are you gonna do with a bunch of freaking kids? You know, like
I know they don't have jobs. Like I said, they don't work in the
school
fields.
them?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What do they even need the school for? They're rich.
And then she teaches them to sing.
Yeah, because she's like, when the Baroness comes, you should sing her a song. I think she would love that. And they're like, we don't know any songs. We're not allowed to sing. And so she teaches them how to sing via do re mi.
Do re mi.
Do a deer, a female deer, re a drop of golden sun.
I don't know it.
I call myself
a long way to run. So a needle pulling thread, a note to follow. So a drink with jam and bread that will bring us back to do.
Ring any bells?
No, but I liked it.
And that starts them on their adventure of singing for the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Now they can sing.
Yeah, now they are professionals.
Yeah, and they all just know how to sing and I guess can harmonize and things like that too.
That's what happens.
They're just having a grand old time around the city of Salzburg, singing do re mi, and they're out in the hills as well, having picnics and shit.
And they're like,
so Georg returns with the Baroness and their other socialite friend, Schrader, Max Schrader.
Right?
No, Max Detweiler. The Baroness is Elsha Schrader.
Right.
Oh, that last name sounds so evil. Like it always sounds like the
Max Schrader.
It just sounds like
It does sound like a bad guy name.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at.
But they return back to Salzburg together, and he's like their friend. They call him Uncle Max.
Cute.
But just a family friend.
Yeah, he just likes going there because he likes to be surrounded by the riches and like
it is
he just
nice.
rides the coattails.
Honestly,
who doesn't? Kim Kardashian.
But they're driving down the road. They're all I'm Christopher.
Or they're in the canoe. The kids are all in the canoe.
Well, the kids are actually climbing on trees as they drive by, but he doesn't realize that's his kids.
Really?
Yeah, when they're driving down the road, and then all these kids are climbing in trees. And they're like, oh,
Not even phased.
those kids, those are undisciplined children.
Oh my god.
So he doesn't realize that's his kids because they're all in their green and yellow play clothes from the
So
drapes.
silly.
They're not marching down the
You
street.
didn't recognize the drapes.
So in the time that they're driving by this like forest with drapes, they then somehow get in a canoe on the lake. So the house is on a lake.
Right.
Very
Fun
beautiful.
fact, I'm going to bring out another fun fact from my bike ride tour in Salzburg.
Do it.
So Maria skips down the road when she first gets to the house, and there's like this nice entranceway in the house in the entrance. That's a whole separate location, and like way not even close to that location is the back of the house sets, which is on the lake. So not the same house for both, but very interesting.
Lied.
Yeah, very lied. We skipped down. Maybe I'll post on IG on our haven't seen
You
it
have
Instagram,
to.
but there's a video of Sam skipping like Julie Andrews down the road the
cute.
same way that
Perfect.
she does.
Is that when she had like the blonde pixie as well?
She did, yeah. She had
Perfect.
a pretty similar haircut. So
Love it.
yeah. Yeah, so that's a another fun fact from my Sound of Music bike tour.
Sounds so nice. I want to do stuff.
Are Max and the Baroness related at all?
No,
Or
they're
are they
just all friends. They're like
Yeah?
mutual friends. Yeah.
Because there is a moment where the captain heads off, and then Max and the Baroness kind of have this like sneaky conversation where he's just like, "You need to marry this man so that you can keep money in the family."
He's just like he's just snaking around, inputting all of these little bad thoughts into people.
Yeah.
But even
Anyways,
him,
that's
he's
like
not
our
even that
first
bad.
glimpse of like, oh, maybe the Baroness, maybe she's
Right.
just in it for the money kind of thing. Yeah.
That's the other thing, though. A lot of movies like this is that, like, most of these main characters, none of them are really that bad. You know, like modern movies really would make this Max guy to be like the worst fucking dude,
Right.
But everyone's just kind of they're semi okay.
Everybody's happy to just be along
Yeah.
for the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So they get to the house and they go to the back of the house, and we see Maria and the kids in a canoe, and they're all like, "Oh, Captain!" And then they all tip over and fall into the lake,
They did
like a
that on
good
Family
fun
Guy.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
did.
then he goes,
Oh, but
Get
prior
back here.
to this, Rolf, the captain catches Rolf throwing rocks at Liesel's window. And he's like, "Oh, I have a telegram, and it's for Max. The telegram's for Max."
okay.
And then as he leaves, he says, "Heil Hitler." That's the first glimpse of that from Rolf. Then the children, I guess the captain sends Rolf away because Liesel isn't there, A, and B, he delivered the telegram, so he can go now.
You can leave.
But I think he suspects some things.
Mhm.
Yes. But then all of the children come piling out of the canoe, and they greet the Baroness. And then he sends them away to go get changed and dry off. And then he stops Maria to like scold her.
Chastise.
Yeah. And then is it while I'm reading my notes?
They get changed pretty damn quickly. Like he sends the kids away.
Yeah, everything in this movie is
yeah, he's like-
unrealistic, Will.
He's
They get
like,
changed in 2
where
seconds.
where did they get those clothes? And then she's like, "I made them. I made the curtains from my bedroom."
I'm
Yeah.
like crafty.
And he
Yeah.
so he's chastising her. Max and the Baroness also go inside, but like it's almost like it's literally like less than like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
We
and they're
hear
singing.
in the distance singing, and the children are singing, and he's like, "What is that sound?"
Yeah, what does that sound?
Doofus.
They're singing the sound of music,
Yeah.
but like little children voices.
Live with the sounds of music.
Also, they can sing better than me, those fuckers.
Yeah, they can.
And so they're singing inside, and then they get changed, and then they're still singing, and then the captain's like, "I recognize this song," and then he joins them because they're singing this to the Baroness, and then he just starts singing the song with them, and then they're all like, "What?"
He's an amazing singer.
Yeah, he's very good.
This is stupid.
And
By the way, I think
very surprised, and they
I
hug
think
him
Zach. I
right
think
then.
Zach is having some internet problems. But
Oh, yeah,
Zach,
I
do you
forgot
think you'll
he
be?
left.
Do you think you'll be joining us?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Okay, I'm gonna hold.
Nice.
I'm gonna hold out hope that he can join us.
Yeah.
He is.
We've
Do you
got
have
backup,
any
Zach.
We've got
Zach.
backup, Zach. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he sings with them, and then the kids are happy because they're like, my dad's singing. And Maria like kind of scurries away, and then he goes up to her and he apologizes for the way he's behaved. And this is a very like Mary Poppins moment where she's like, they love you and they want you to be a part of their life, and there's still time, and yes, they so much want to be close to you. It's kind of about like, yeah, teaching the kids teaching their dads that they can still have fun and enjoy them. Enjoy being a father, I guess.
You can still have fun as an adult, maybe. It's okay to be a kid still.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
yeah. So, Max is all like, "These fucking kids. I need to exploit these kids. Let's get them. Let's get them down to
They
make
put
some
on
money."
Like contract, sign them up for some.
Well, he's like, you got to enter them into the festival. There's like a Salzburg Performance Festival. Like, it's just a big city talent show. He's like, but they got to go. Like, you're the family singers, the Von Trapp family singers. Do it.
Okay.
So
But,
in the next scene, they put on a show for their guests. It's a puppet show.
Yeah.
This shit is just.
Also they're professional puppeteers. Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
They've never played a day in their life.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden,
and not like finger puppets, like string puppets.
Another
like
side step of of my trip to Salzburg is we also went. There was a puppet theater doing a performance of The Sound of Music.
That's cute.
So Sam and I went.
Stop.
And we were like the youngest people there, but there was also like it wasn't a very busy performance. So it was a puppet show of The Sound of Music to I think it was like the touring production from the States that had Jonathan Groff in it. Because at one point I'm listening and I'm like, I think this is Jonathan Groff singing. He played Rolf, I think. So I was like, okay. So they had this recording and they puppet. So this scene, we're doing the show, we're watching this puppet show, and then they skip over the sheet. I'm like, damn it, I really wanted to see like puppets puppeteering little mini puppets. And it never happened. And then at the very end credits, it pops up and the puppets are puppeteering little, like smaller puppets, and then they reveal the puppeteers puppeteering the puppets that are puppeteering puppets.
That happened in real life?
Yeah, that happened in real life. It was a really cool thing, and I was like, "Yes, they did it. They saved it for the end credits, so because it's a
and they
it's a
do
fun
that
moment.
in the movie.
In the movie, yes, they do
These
a little puppet show.
Have puppets puppeting other puppets too?
Yes.
No. Oh.
Yeah. In fact, they yodel. Zach, do you think you could yodel for us? Can you make a song about puppets and yodeling right now?
Okay. Yeah, lots of puppets and they're dancing all around. I don't know what's happened in the past
Yodeling's hard.
3 hours. It's just been lots of chopping.
Nice.
That's a good one. That's a good song.
Can any of you yodel?
Well,
yodelady.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do a song. It's like
Lonely Goat Herd.
Yeah, the Lonely
High
Goat.
on the hill is a lonely goat herd. Lay, yodelay, yodelay.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar too.
Yeah, it's very.
You'll
so they
probably
do
know most of the songs from this movie.
Oh, and they're so professional.
My internet is a little better right now, but not so bad. And Karen, when you just yodeled that, it froze for a second, and then it just played everything in super fast mode. So I just heard
It probably sounded perfect.
Yeah, it's probably
insanely fast, and I
You're
was
like, wow,
so
she
impressive.
can yodel.
So impressive.
Probably sounded how I watched this movie, which is double time.
Right.
Just how I watch all the
course.
movies now.
I know.
So they do this puppet show professional, like literally, like they're doing goats and like bowing the puppets to each other and dancing.
No.
It's like, oh, they're professional singers, they're professional puppeteers. So is Maria. She's like of course she's not praising Jesus. She's puppeteering. She's taking puppets. Puppet courses.
Well, I don't care for the unrealistic aspect of that, but continue.
I guess after the puppet show, Max gives a guitar to Captain Von Trapp and insists that he do a song, and then he decides to sing the song Edelweiss.
Where's his where is his little turnaround?
I mean, there's a little
exactly.
I think it's like he's always been musical.
Mm-hmm.
That's why like the Frau is like, I haven't heard music in this house.
So like, does it
Because
even?
I think he was musical with his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean the youngest daughter is 5, so like I guess he lost the mother within
5 years ago,
5
maybe
years,
at childbirth. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Could be.
They don't really say, do they?
I don't think so.
I'm just so bothered by the fact that like he's gone 5 at least years or max, not allowing them to even sing, and then all of a sudden he just hears them sing one time. He doesn't even get mad. He's just like, "Oh, that's delightful. I've been missing out for 5 years. I'll join in."
What have I been doing with my life?
This doesn't make any sense, and that's. I will try to allow this to continue and not bring it up again, but
you'll let the suspension of disbelief settle in.
Right. I can only suspend.
It's all just light and fluffy.
Yeah, light and fluff.
Like an Edelweiss.
Yeah, he sings Edelweiss.
Right.
Edelweiss, like. The name of the drink.
Right.
And it's...
I know this song.
See, you know them all.
Now, fun fact, this is not from my trip. This is from the first time I watched this movie, which was in university. I heard this song, and of course it's not this, and I knew it wasn't this, but this is what I misheard as the lyric. I thought he was saying anal vice.
Yeah.
And I was
think
like,
that's been mistaken before.
And I was like, what? I was like, what is that? And I knew it wasn't that, but in my mind, I'm like, what would that be?
Well,
so
it sounds like what it would be. It would be someone who has a vice for anal.
But vice is like clamp. They're closed. They like.
And you gotta
vices don't.
A vice. To have a vice, though. Like smoking is
a vice. I was thinking of like
one
vice,
of my
like
many vices.
Vice.
Anal.
Yeah, Catholic over here.
It's when you're on long car trips and you know there's not going to be a bathroom like anywhere,
so you have to close it up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a shop vice. You like close things.
All of this is bad, but yours is exceptionally bad.
All right. That was the side.
I'm glad we talked about that.
So he sings about anal vices.
About butts.
Yeah. Then the Baroness asks the captain if they can have a party so she can meet all his friends, I guess, prior to them getting married.
Right.
And then it immediately cuts to them having a huge party.
Like huge.
Okay.
Full orchestra.
All the biggest
dancing,
like names are
horse-drawn
there.
carriages.
You know.
Luxury cars. Ball gowns.
All the military people.
It's like they're all going to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Does he like music or not?
One of the guests points out the display of Austrian flags in the hallway, like pointing out that they're like, "Oh,
very patriotic.
Did you see the Austrian flags?
Interesting.
Did you notice what wasn't on the walls?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So they all just have this big party.
He's making a political statement. You hear?
Yeah.
Yes. They the kids are trying to dance outside, like learn how to dance.
Maria's teaching them how to.
Maria's sort of teaching them. Yeah. And
the captain.
Yeah, does the captain?
Yeah, the captain just comes out and he's like, No, that's not how you do it. Because he's trying to, like, Maria's trying to, like, waltz with, I think, Friedrich or whatever to teach him. And then the captain's like, mind if I butt in? And then they waltz together perfectly, mind you.
I'm going to shit my pants if this guy does something out of character one more time.
They finish their dance and Maria apparently is blushing, or they, like, point it out.
I think the Baroness sees it too, because she's like,
"That's my man."
And then they say good. They have the children say good night, so they have to.
You've seen this on Family Guy for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but also I think I've seen the real one as well.
Yeah, no, I think Family Guy has done it twice. I think they did it like animated style, but then they also, I think, inserted Stewie in the actual scene. Like, I feel like they've done
it twice. Maybe. Can you do it?
So long,
farewell, Avita, say goodnight. I hate to go and leave this pretty side.
Yeah.
And they all have their own phrase.
Yeah.
And the last little one is just cute, and she's like, the sun has gone to bed, and so much sun. Then they go to bed.
She fall asleep, like on her way there, and has to get carried up, or no?
Yeah,
she does.
She gets carried. Yeah.
See, I haven't even seen it, and
So they head to bed. Max invites Maria to join them for dinner because now her babysitting duties are over because the kids have gone to bed. Right. And she's like, oh, but I don't have a suitable dress to wear. So then the Baroness is like, I'll pick out something for you. And then they go upstairs and she like offers this like really nice dress for her to wear to the dinner. But then she also makes this comment about how the captain couldn't take his eyes off of her. And of course, Maria's like, I'm a nun.
That would be great if that was actually what she said. That would be great if that's literally what she said, though. If she was like, so my husband to be could not take his eyes off you. Oh, I'm a nun.
She accuses her of loving him back. So she's basically like, he's into you and you're into him. And then Maria's like, I gotta go. And so the Baroness is like, okay, great. Yeah, good luck being a nun. And sends her on her way.
But again, it's not like she doesn't do it in this, like, she does a little bit of trickery, but it's not like evil. It's really just like, you know, this is my fiance.
Yeah, like, he's in love with you.
Yeah.
So
you're in love with God.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't forget. You love Jesus. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is my man who likes
while they're having their weird talk, and like while she's deciding to leave, there's another like moment with the this German man, I guess bringing up the whole Austrian flags things. And then the captain says, oh yeah, because they're like, I can't believe we're singing songs at a time like this. And the captain says that he prefers Austrian voices in song rather than ugly German threats. Yeah, because at this point, this is when the Nazis are trying to take over Austria.
Yeah, I think at this point there's been a couple subtle Hail Hitlers going on.
Yeah, the Germans are ugly.
Yeah.
And so that's what leads into the intermission. So this talk of like, yeah, the Nazis taking over and simultaneously Maria deciding to head back to the convent.
Is that? Oh yeah, that is when the intermission happens.
I was wondering, like, where is the conflict right now? There it is. There it is, baby.
And like all intermissions on like 2 cassette tape things, it's just like a blank screen that says intermission, and it's like the entr'acte for like 10 minutes with just that on the screen. So
silly.
I skipped it this time because I was like, I know how this goes. So intermissions happened, and we return to the film, and the children are like bouncing a basketball around with the Baroness.
Yeah,
it's like really like
they're not having a good time.
Sad looking. They're just like lightly bouncing it to her, and she's just sort of like, okay, this is weird. And then Max like makes fun of her and being like, oh, you're gonna be the mother to 7 children, and then she says boarding school.
Oh, what a bitch.
So there's another subtle hint of her not being really into having these kids. And then
like, she's like, oh, they're like, oh, well, sing for us. Max is like, yeah, let's hear this singing. And and they're like, the hills are alive.
The kids now.
Yeah,
because they're sad.
They're sad.
Music.
And then the kids are like, where's Maria? When's Maria coming back? And like, and he's like, she's not, and we're not going to have another governess because you're going to have a new mother.
Baroness.
You're going to have a mommy.
A new mother instead. And the kids are like, great. And they all just like give her a kiss. And they're like, okay, great. And then so the kids go to the Abbey to try to see Maria because they're like, we gotta know why she left. What's going on?
They knew she was at the Abbey?
Did she hate us?
Yeah, I guess. How did they?
Well, they know that. Yeah, I think they got the backstory.
Yeah,
nothing makes sense.
So they go to try to.
The captain was like,
"There's
a nun coming from the Abbey to take care of you. Be on your best behavior.
Yeah,
the address of the Abbey is 63 Road, whatever. Yeah."
And so the kids are like, "Can we see Maria, please?" And they're like, "Oh, she's not. No, she can't come to the gate because she's in seclusion right now."
Why? What?
And so the kids
this
are like,
is
what?
more realistic. As soon as she wasn't nun material, you lock them up.
Yeah,
Make
essentially.
Them be
she kind of locks herself up.
She does. She doesn't sing. She doesn't run around the hills. She's just pure.
She's just
praising
back
God.
there, and she's like hating herself because she's like, I don't love, or my love for God is taking a back seat because Captain Von Trapp.
I want Zach to sing about the love triangle between God, Maria, and Mr. Von Trapp. He's a little delayed. So
let's sing, Zach. We want you to sing about the love triangle between Gorgé and the Baroness.
Okay. Georgi, Maria, and the Baroness. Okay. And God.
And God.
Okay, so I don't know who the Baroness is because I was glitching out for a while there, but that's okay.
Maria, God, Captain.
More so the God.
More so God. The Baroness is,
Okay. When you're in love with God, He do some awful things like make a Baroness come into your life, and Maria just wanted to be with. That's all she really talked about. She was a nun. She was enough. But Georgi, he likes to surround. He likes to talk to in town. He likes to hold on to baronets and nuns too. But sometimes God likes to get up in there too with an anal vice.
Ew.
Oh,
Ew.
no.
That's so bad.
'Cause he's
But
into that.
yeah. That was great, Zach. Thank you so much. That was good. I think the funniest thing though about all this is that Will dropped his drink or something.
Anyway,
It froze the whole thing, and I was like,
Okay.
did we all die? What happened?
Oh God, no! The best part was Will was
Yeah, it was me.
panicked.
You okay?
Yeah, I might have spilled a drink, but I think I'm okay.
As soon as I saw it, you just hear it drop, and then you see his face. He's like, he's trying so hard not to. It's probably traumatic because he's so
Did it
much
get all over your
expensive
stuff?
equipment.
Could be okay. I think it's fine.
It's just such a funny reaction.
I've seen a whole glass of water
He was like-
envelop a MacBook Pro and be perfectly fine. Not my MacBook Pro, though, so...
I mean, I'm still full screen, so I still like I can
No,
more about
you're
God's
fine.
anal vice.
You're fine.
It's his face.
There we go.
Okay, you're gonna have to put that on TikTok. That's so funny.
That's
I
good.
just keep thinking of your face. I'm sorry.
It's alright. We're all good. We can keep going now.
Anyways.
Thanks for that song, Zach. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
He's internally panicking. Okay. Back to this. What were we doing?
Oh
no,
yeah,
I think
Maria's in
William.
seclusion. Maria's in seclusion. At
We
the
lost
Abbey.
Will.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Will,
he's
you
back.
there?
Okay. Phew. Oh no. Okay, Karen, take it away.
Maybe he's handling it well. Is your computer okay?
Yeah. Did you get something on it? I mean,
He's got this
He'll
like
get
lovely
back in.
grin.
I know,
He's frozen
I know.
and he's just
He
got
looks-
this lovely grin.
he looks like Santa Claus, like before he gets all old, and he's so jolly. I feel like he'll probably hop back. Like, I think we're still live. So
The time is still going.
yeah. So if you feel like you can carry until he's on.
Okay. The Mother Superior, as Will called her earlier, the Reverend Mother
Mamacita.
decides to have another chat with Maria. But this time it's like, it's not to be like, I'm sending you away or whatever, because it's kind of like Maria has discovered something about herself while she's been away, and she kind of like implies it, and the Reverend Mother is sort of like, it's okay.
Right.
Like, and something about like, just because you love the captain doesn't mean you stop loving God.
Wow. Again,
Yeah.
refreshing and unrealistic. Just not how it happened.
And then she sings this very operatic song called Climb Every Mountain.
Oh.
Climb every mountain.
Mother Teresa, or not Teresa, Mother.
Mother Superior.
Mother Nun. Mother Superior.
The Reverend Mother.
I love her.
And so it's essentially kind of implied that she's like, okay, I'm gonna head off now and figure this thing out with the captain,
Right.
or at least go back and be with the kids, because the abbey is not where I belong.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, mother was basically like, it's fine, like you're obviously not fit here anymore, so go out and like enjoy life.
Yeah.
Okay. Got
it. And remember, the kids had gone to see Maria at the abbey and they got turned away. And the captain asks why the kids were late for dinner, and they like make up this lie, and they're like, "Oh, we were picking berries." And he's like, "Oh yeah, where are the berries?" And they're like, "We ate them all." And then he's like, "Okay, then I guess you don't want dinner."
See, withholding food for them to obey. It makes sense.
He's like, "Oh, Maria's gone? Yeah, we're gonna go back to the way things were. No food for you."
Like legit,
where's my whistle?
It's totally changed. Totally changed back?
No, not quite.
I'm back.
And they so the kids are like, "Oh, but I'm hungry." Oh. And so they start singing My Favorite Things, because they're like, "Remember what Maria said when you're sad and like to take your mind off things, you just remind yourself of my favorite things." And of course, naturally, while they're singing this song, Maria shows up and she joins them in the song, My Favorite Things.
Yeah.
Will she re-enters the house?
I missed the Mother
No, they're
Superior
like in the
song.
yard.
You
they're
did
in
miss
the yard
that song.
singing.
Okay, I was gonna say, Maria just comes back with an absolute vengeance. She's like, "I'm coming into this house and I'm gonna babysit these kids."
So she just like sings, and then the kids are like, so the captain's gonna be married. And she's like, "Oh," like, and
it's like
sad,
the kids
obviously.
are egging her on.
Then the captain comes out and he asks her why she left without saying goodbye. She doesn't say, but she says she'll stay until they find another governess.
But he doesn't want to get a new one though. And also, like, they didn't care that you really left. He didn't. Like, he may have, but like he said, like, it's fine. You're gonna have a new mom. Right?
He said all this, but in that moment where they danced together,
they fell
something connected. Because literally in the next scene, the Baroness is like talking about wedding presents with the captain, and he's just like, and then they just have the most amicable breakup, where he's just like, it's not gonna work with us. And they just like, yeah, they have a very mutual parting. She leaves. The Baroness is just like, "There's a young lady waiting down there that doesn't want to be a nun." And that's how they part ways. And the Baroness takes off.
Yeah.
And then the captain obviously...
Unrealistic.
So then he goes to
What's
join
unrealistic
Maria.
about that? What's total?
She wanted the money. She would have fought a little bit.
Maybe.
So you can kind of guess where maybe this is heading. He goes to meet Maria in the garden, and she says she returned to fulfill an obligation because she missed the children. He said, "Only the children?" And then he tells her there will be no Baroness, and that they called off their engagement. He said, "You can't marry someone when you're in love with someone else." Then they kiss on the mouth, and he says he loves her. And then they sing a song. And then they sing a song called Something Good. I don't really know it very well, but they just talk about how it's nice that after everything that's happened, that's something good. Will, do you know how this one goes?
Oh, no. This is the point of the movie where I start checking out.
Yeah, because then it's all about the love.
Oh, the movie continues on more?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
actually.
yes.
Kidding.
So
Jesus fuck.
A moment later, they ask the children for permission to get married. Then it cuts that right to the wedding.
At the Abbey, the nuns are getting Maria ready.
The nuns are singing, "How do you solve a problem like Maria?" The children are the bridesmaids, obviously. They marry in this big cathedral, and then so typically when I used to watch this movie, I assumed that was the end of the movie, that they get married happily ever after, the end.
Right.
But it cuts to the Nazis.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, they go on their honeymoon, and then they're on their way back from their honeymoon, and now like the second half of the movie starts. So not half, but like a whole other chunk.
There's just like a whole new storyline that happens.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I used to stop watching. I would just like, I barely knew that there was even a whole like war thing. Maybe I was like, I just want this movie to end happy, and they're married, the end. And I'm like, I don't care about the war.
Yeah.
But I watched it this time.
But not this time. I'm an adult
for
now.
the purpose of this
I
podcast.
can deal with the pressing stuff now.
I can do with geopolitics now.
So then the kids are singing with Max has like organized this big festival show thing.
He's entered him in the festival, and I was like against Georg's wishes.
Yeah. Because they're on their honeymoon, so he's like, "I'm going to take these kids and I'm going to put on a show and exploit them."
Yeah.
Right.
While there's like a war starting,
keeping it light.
Yeah, the Third Reich has entered Austria now. Like the Nazis have taken over. Guess who's a Nazi?
That kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the kids, actually.
No, the Von Trapps are all still very set in being Austrian, and a couple men from the German army come up to Max and they say, Captain Von Trapp still has his Austrian flag out on his house. He needs to change that to a German flag. And he's like, oh, well, he's been away, so like he just hasn't got around to it yet.
Right.
He's on his honeymoon, but I'll let him know when he gets back that that's something that he needs to do.
Right.
Right away.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite. Okay, so I wrote this down because I liked it. So Gretel, the youngest daughter, she like sees the army men like speaking with Max, and it seems like a little heated or whatever. And then she's like, maybe the flag with the giant black spider on it makes people nervous. She's talking about the Nazi flag. Anyways, I just thought it was a cute image.
She's not wrong.
She this is a smart kid.
Not wrong at all.
So the concert is supposed to be taking place that evening, right?
Yep, it all happens in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Rolf delivers a telegram to Liesel to give to her father. And he's very like strict and like give it to him and just like leaves, and you can tell that he's a member of the German army now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to the captain ripping up a Nazi swastika flag.
Mm-hmm.
The children are happy to see
Christopher
him.
Plummer ripping it up.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be putting it up in place of the Austrian flag, and he didn't.
Right.
So the Captain Von Trapp and Maria are back from their honeymoon. The kids are happy to see them. And they tell them about the concert that's supposed to be happening that evening. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. That's probably a very bad idea. He gets the telegram, which I believe is asking the captain to like join the German forces, right? And fight on their behalf.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Like it's now you got to go back to your duty. You're gonna captain the ship. But it's for the Nazis.
Yeah. Zach, you back?
He is 15 seconds delayed, but he's back. Oh wait, no, his internet is low. We'll put him out. We'll put him out for a second.
He's gone.
I was like, he should do a song that's like.
I spilled water all over my laptop. Yet I'm still.
That's crazy.
Have a better connection than Zach does.
And
it was hilarious.
I hope your laptop's okay. I hope you backed it up recently.
Completely fine.
Okay.
It's probably fine.
I don't save anything on here anyway, so.
Really funny to see.
It's a work laptop.
Laptop.
Lactose intolerant. Okay.
I am.
So yeah, they get. Oh yeah, then Liesel and Maria sing together.
Yeah, because she's like, what do you do when you fall out of love with somebody? Sort of, because she basically is like, Rolf is turned to the dark
the
side.
guy for me.
He's a big meanie.
Yeah, and Maria's just sort of like, you'll be sad, but then there will be someone out there for you, and then they reprise 16 going on 17. And she just says, wait a year or two. And Max, Max still wants the concert to happen. He's like, we'll just pretend to be on the German side. But like,
we'll just
he just really wants, he just really wants the concert to go on. And because the captain got this telegram basically like saying that he's being called to fight like the next day, I think, to join the German army. He's like, I don't want to do that because I'll probably die. And also I don't want to fight for the Germans. So he's like, we're going to just run away instead. So that night they like,
my dad did not
that night they like Nazis, but in the dark, they're pushing their car out like in neutral, no lights on, just as quiet as possible, making sure not to wake like the Frau or the butler.
Yeah, they're just leaving them behind for the Nazis.
Yeah. I don't know. And so like they get through the gate. It shows Franz, the butler, like in the window, and you're like, uh-oh. And as soon as they get through the gate, there's a bunch of German officers there being like, what's going on?
What you doing there, bud?
And they're like, our car wasn't starting, but we have a concert to get to. So they make up this lie, obviously, and then the Germans get their car running. So then they're like, okay, I guess we have to go now. And the Germans are like, we'll escort you to this concert and attend this concert. And the moment it's over, we're taking the captain straight to join us, war. I guess.
To
to war.
Position.
Yeah. And so
they have to keep singing forever.
Literally, yeah. They do Do Re Mi, they do Edelweiss, and then Max takes the stage.
And So Long Goodbye, right? Yeah.
He takes the stage during or like right after Edelweiss and privately tells the captain, I think this will work. And then he introduces the Von Trapp family to do an encore. And at that point, they do So Long Farewell. And one by one, they exit the stage. And now there's supposed to be like awards for like first, second, and third place. Because it's like a contest sort of deal. So they finish the song. They've exited the stage. And then Max is like, okay, in third place is so-and-so. Fräulein Schweiger. And she bows for like a very long time.
For a big moment. Yeah. For Schweiger.
And then in second place is the Toby Reiser Quintet. They also take their time bowing, shaking his hand. And then in first place is the Von Trapp family. And they don't come on stage.
They escaped.
They did it.
And then a German soldier runs in. So he's like, the Von Trapp family, the Von Trapp family, the Von Trapp family. And then they just don't come. And then a German soldier runs out there and he's like, they're gone. And then obviously they have to like, now they're on the run.
Yeah.
Can you guess where they go?
Nope.
They go to the Abbey. They go to like the church
in another country.
They go to the church and the nuns help them like hide. And the place they hide is like through a cemetery. And then there's just like this gated area with like separate gravestones, perhaps. So she locks them into there, so it seems like there's nothing back there. And then the German soldiers like come by with all their flashlights, and they're like really trying to see if there's anyone back there. They almost get caught, and then they're fine. And then Rolf shows up back there, and he's like listening for something. Liesel like gasps, and then they kind of reveal themselves to him, and they're like, don't give us away. And the captain's like, come with us, we can all leave together safely and it'll be fine. And it seems like he's going to, and then he just outs them. He just says like, they're here.
I know. He's like, you're gonna redeem yourself, and then no, and you're like, no.
It seems like he is, and then he really doesn't.
I misremembered that too, because I was watching it the last time I watched it. I was like, wait, he gives them up? I thought he totally goes like, okay,
yeah,
Shelby,
I thought so too. But he gives them, and so you're like, oh great, they're gonna be caught. But they take the caretaker's car, like the caretaker at the convent. They take his car. They all get into this car together. 7 kids and 2 adults. Yeah.
9 people.
And then it cuts to these 2 of the nuns confessing a sin to the Reverend Mother. They're like, forgive us for we have sinned. And they reveal like a carburetor or like a piece of car, because they've taken them out of the German
Family
cars.
Guy did this too.
Well, they got it from The Sound of Music.
Yeah, I know. Except in Family Guy, instead of like holding up the carburetor, they hold up like a Nazi head.
Jesus.
And the mother's like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then they can't chase after them, so the Von Trapp family just escapes.
Sweet.
They escape and they go up the mountain, and they're never captured.
Ever.
Good.
And that's the Climb Every Mountain reprise.
Wow. Yeah, shocking that that's how it ends.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have absolutely just ended with their wedding.
It could have, yeah, but you got to throw in the Nazis,
I guess,
to show that they escaped.
The thing is, you have to throw in the reason why this is a musical and a movie, which is like the original story is really just this nanny, like this not baroness, governess. This was a real person. Maria von Trapp was a real person, and she like was a baroness for these Von Trapp children, and they did sing, the Von Trapp family singers, including her, but like everything else is made up. Like I don't think she fell in love with a captain.
Was she a nun? I
think
even
so.
a nun?
I think she was a nun. But then there's all those stories of like all the like real kids did interviews where they're like, oh, she was hard ass, like she was like basically the opposite of Julie Andrews, but more like the captain than Julie Andrews.
Wow,
interesting.
Yeah.
See, more realistic.
Yeah.
The real story makes sense.
Real Eastern European story
makes no fucking sense. This is actually why they had to throw in the Nazi stuff, because that's what made it sit in realism. Because that was probably really fucking scary.
Well, Zach's not here, but he did tell me that he can write a haiku. So Zach's going to write us a haiku while we're talking about, to sum up the entire movie into the YouTube comments. And I will share that with everyone.
Okay, sweet. Right. Okay. So that's it then?
Yep, that's
the
how
movie.
it
Yeah,
ends.
that's the end.
Piss me off.
This woman who wasn't forced to get married by her parents. She was a nun who didn't fit in. She tried to find her place in the world, and it happened to be
In the arms
as a
of
governess
man.
for 7 children and marrying a captain, and then running away from the war. The end.
Yeah.
And singing songs throughout.
I'm not kidding. Running away from the war is the only thing that sounds realistic.
It's true. Yeah.
It's true. I mean,
would you watch this film having
yeah,
learned
On your
well,
own accord.
So I mean, yeah, maybe. I want to see parts of it, I can say for sure. But it really pisses me off how quickly their attitudes just change or their skill set changes. And I'm just a realist, you know? So suspending my disbelief for that long, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested also to see the end, because I wasn't kidding. My dad did do that to come to Canada, but obviously not to run away from Nazis. He's not that old. But that's the same sort of thing that he did to come to Canada. So I was like, I want to see what that would look like.
But did he sing and dance?
You know what? Maybe. Probably. His favorite song is Moves Like Jagger, and he never sings it right, but he's like, move like Jagger. I've got to move like Jagger. And then dances a little bit. He's a very musical man.
Yeah. Don't tempt him, as you're about to say.
You don't want that. He's old and not PC. So
not PC.
We don't want him.
Great.
On the
Just
show.
throwing your dad under the bus here. Cancel your dad.
He would. Our show would get canceled if he was on. I'm not kidding.
Right.
I'm not kidding. But I'm great. Okay. Yeah, sounds like a great film, minus all the unrealistic shit.
All right. Well, I guess, like, how many vices, anal or otherwise, do you give this movie?
Anal vices. I would say, I mean, okay, I would say, yeah, this is what I say. So we're a nun in the nunnery, and we know it's wrong. We know we shouldn't, but we have in fact had one anal vice. Just the one time. And now we know for sure that that was wrong, but we did do it. So translate that into the rating system. What I'm saying is we'll watch it. We won't watch it again, probably, maybe. I don't know. I feel like perhaps the songs will keep me going, but
they're not too bad.
I think that's the only.
No,
I wouldn't say that this is one of my favorite movies. Like prior to watching it like a week ago, I think it had been at least 10 years or 15 years since I had seen it last. It does come on the TV a lot around Christmas, and I still don't understand that.
We saw the musical when we both worked at Mervish together.
That's true.
We did, yeah.
That's
See, I feel
true.
like that would be great to watch.
I would probably watch the live stage show
right
sooner than I would watch the movie again.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes sense.
It's more
The
impressive.
movie just feels long.
It does feel long.
Any movie with an intermission, but that was all of them back then. They all had intermissions back then because they were like, let's now do a new movie.
Yeah, let's completely change the plot. I think that's correct, yeah.
Well, speaking of the plot, Zach has written us a very nice haiku in the YouTube chat. So let's read that out loud. So this is from Zach Parson. A singy sweet nun, then a big three-way with God. Watch out, Nazis sing.
Hold on, I need to reread that.
He also said it didn't format right.
I saw where the capital is. Yes. A singy sweet nun. Then a big three-way with God. Watch out, Nazis sing.
That is great. Zach Parsons, baby. Talented boy.
Yeah. Poetry. You know, let's bring up his socials one more time. Poetry, music, improv music, bad internet connection. That's Zach Parsons in a nutshell. Because we play Dungeons and Dragons together, and
we do.
He's in a new spot right now, but like even when he's at home, it's bad. So
right, yeah, notoriously poor internet connection from that boy.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the internet, I love doing that kind of transition. Karen, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Mostly, like Facebook, Instagram. I don't really use Twitter. I literally use Twitter to like retweet when Real Women's Network posts about Good Night, Sleep Tight, or this other film I did called Terminations. Other than that, my website, which is right there. It's just my name.com.
www.karenscobie.com for those only listening.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully some new fun things are on the horizon. So
that's exciting.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. Oh, I always forget we have to do our socials. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm still flabbergasted from spilling water all over my laptop.
I figured.
Sorry, not water, wine spritzer all over my laptop.
I can't wait to watch it back for the rest of my life.
It's going to be great. Well, if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Haven't Seen a Podcast, and on Twitter at haven't_seen_it. You can also go to our website, haven'tseenapodcast.com. You can also check out our TikTok. We have a TikTokie, which is also at Haven't Seen It Podcast. So you can check us out there. Not too much on it right now, but maybe I can convince Zach to do some musical TikTok for us. Wouldn't that be fun, right? Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? If you don't put you spilling the freaking drink on TikTok, I'm gonna be so angry at you. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It froze on my end. I don't know how it looked on you. Like it just was like.
I could talk about it all night, but I don't want to keep our guests for that long. It's so freaking funny. It's just I tried so hard not to make a big deal of it, but you can tell it's such a chaotic moment. Anyways, I'm sure his equipment's fine.
It's fine. It's fine so far.
It's just funny. He has so many expensive things. Okay, guys, on that note, thank you, Karen, for joining us, as always. Thank you to the guests for watching. Thank you to Will for being here. Thank you to Zach for trying. And, you guys, if anything has been taught to you today, I hope it is that you learn how to enjoy life within 0.0 seconds, because if you don't, one day, just remember you might have to run away from your home country. So you should enjoy the little things in life. Thank you and good night.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.